Annabelle.
All right, so this was our second class of Balboa. Yeah, I'll sing. No, you can. I don't know the name of this workshop. Anyway, we started with, turns. We started with turn things. We did some practicing. You can do this here forward back. Turning to the right. You can do all the way around. You can do quarter turns. You can do half turns. All of this is for practicing for building up your muscles for spinning. Turning to the left, doing both directions. So you can turn in the direction of the weight that the foot that the weight is on, or you can turn in the direction that your weight is not on. Some tips we had: make sure your foot is pointing in the same direction as your knees, your hips, your shoulders. You can use this image of pulling.
Yeah. If you're going clockwise, you can imagine someone pulling your belt from the right side. And if you're going to the left, you can imagine someone pulling your belt from the left. What that does is that activates the hip opening to turn you versus a hip close. Basically, it stops the hip from trying to go in front of your body to turn you, and instead gets a hip to move behind your body to turn you, which is a lot happier for your body.
We also, in general with alignment, talked about trying to keep your shoulders aligned with your hips, at least in terms of stacking. If we get tips and things, those are the places where we'll often lose balance. And a place that frequently happens is when you're turning in the direction that is opposite the foot that has weight. We can sometimes feel like that's going backwards, so think to yourself, you're going forward even though it's that weight.
So if I'm going to turn to the right on my left foot. So this, somebody is pulling my hip this way, while I'm going to drive my left shoulder forward to make it feel like a forward turn. So my left shoulder forward, my right hip back.
Then we played around with what are we doing with the free leg. We used the free leg in some instances for turning, so you can like swing it to get it going. You can just pose with it. Yeah. You can have it be straight. You can have it be bent. You can have it on the floor. You can have it be high up your leg. You can wrap into it. So many possibilities. So keep playing with all of those possibilities.
If you're on the opposite foot, then you can use the leg to swing you around. So I'm literally letting the weight of my leg swing me around.
Yeah, we also talked about how you can do variable like straight and bent situations. So maybe you start with the foot straight and you bend it, or maybe you start with the foot bent and you straighten it. Yeah, so many options. It's infinite. Just play with that. And we put all of this potential play into a little leader goes, follower goes turn.
So without all the fancy turning stuff, I'm going to go out and in. I'm going to start it after out and in. I'm going to turn under my own arm, then turn my partner under their arm. And now we're in like a toss out stretch to end it. So 1, 2, 3, leader turns, follower turns, stretch.
Now we talked about how one of the Balboa follower muscles that you want to train is that your default end points, these stretch points, are likely going to be that you're twisting in rather than that you're stepping away from your leader. So we might play, but we're still going for this kind of stretch at the end so that we'll turn out of it.
So just a little bit of that so you can see it in action. Whoa! Ooh. 1, 2, 3.
Play around.
Alright, then we switched gears and did a bunch of promenade stuff. Promenade is our term, and for just kind of motions that are in this position going forward or back mostly. First off, we just did this normally, just walking. Leaders, I'm going to bring my hip through at the same time my partner's hip comes through for for a fantastic feeling of satisfying partner connection.
Ways we can make sure that this is clear to our partner. I'm constantly talking about my heavy elbows, especially in this instance, my left arm is making contact with the leader's arm and hanging down rather than hovering off.
Here's my arm, my hug. For all this stuff, my hug is mostly there to feel comfortable. I'm not trying to hold or grasp or pull, that kind of stuff. So it's a comfortable, relaxed hug. So the next thing we did is we added a slight opening and closing motion. This is like lollies, but like the laziest level of lollies. So lollies is 11. This is like down to 2 or 3. So I'm just going to close us, both of us, and then I just kind of bring my hip through to open us. So if we're in an open position, I just close the door. I just close both of us at the same time, and then hip opens us up. Close, hip opens us up. And then we do that on a very small, subtle level, and we've got exactly what we were going for.
Yeah, you can work to sync together this twist. Some people have a bigger range of motion. And really, in the end, if you keep growing, it makes it a little bit harder to control. So, chilling it down and syncing the walk-through just like we did without the twist will help keep us together.
Then the next thing we talked about is rise and fall. First, we talked about falling, which I really think of as kind of like deflating. Like you just deflate your leg an inch. And if you deflate your leg an inch, you can feel like you're pushing down on a spring, and the spring is ready to push back up. That spring being your leg muscles. So I'm really thinking of deflating. I'm really thinking of basically relaxing my leg, so my body weight sinks us down, rather than me having to pull my partner down. So I just sink. For these things, my arm is like a safety belt, just keeping us connected to each other. It's our legs that are doing the work here. So, deflate, 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 normal, deflate. All right, then we did rising. When I rise, I almost always go down first, so I down up. You can go down up as in down and up, shoot, pop, down and up, shoot, pop, shoot, pop, down and up, down and up, down and up, shoot, pop. Or you can go down up, which is my more normal timing. Shoot, pop, down up, shoot, pop, down up. It just has a lot of swing to it.
It's a little bit of sort of and go.
Up. And it feels like you can be springy a little bit more. Then we took that down up feeling. First we took the down feeling. Down, and then you can push and just slide it back. So shoot, pop, down, drag. Shoot, pop, down, drag. Shoot, pop, deflate, and drag. Then we did the same thing with the down up. Shoot, pop, down up, and drag. Shoot, pop, down up, and drag. Shoot, pop, down up, and drag. We can also just keep moving through the space with that down up. Shoot, pop, down up, and shoot, pop, down up, and shoot, pop, down up. We're balanced until we're off balance, and then you're going to step. Down up, pop, shoot, pop, down up, pop, shoot, pop, down up, pop. That's a little 8. That's hitting diva beats for you if you want to study that name.
Look at that. Followers, when we're getting those down ups, I'm always trying to step with my foot underneath my hip. Sometimes that doesn't happen, in which case I might a little bit open my toe to just like give my hip a little bit more support. If you find yourself here a lot of times, you might try to adjust that as a general rule for how you're walking through.
And then finally, we went away and together, away and together. Leaders, I'm not worried so much about coming back together because away should set up that stretch. So, normal step, when I step with my right foot, I'm going to go away. So I'm moving both my partner and myself away from the line. away. So now we have that stretch, and then I just pull us back. Away, and then as we take that step, I pull us back together.
We don't worry very much about traveling a lot in this because if you travel a lot, it'll take the motion from the away.